Hi all. Today I am going to discuss one important interview question: how to handle with webtable by using Selenium and Java. So first of all, I would like to discuss what is the agenda today. So we are going to discuss this question: how to handle with webtable using Selenium and Java. And for this purpose, I am going to use this URL. This URL contains the table which we are going to use. And what are the agenda or action item for today's video is we need to print number of rows and columns, need to print all headers of the table, and need to print all rows data from the table. So first of all, I would like to show you the table which we are going to use. So this is the URL which I just shown here. So this is the same URL I am using this, and if we going down, then we will be getting our table. So this is the table which we are going to use for today's interview question. So before starting or handling with table, first of all, what we need to do, so I am going to create one class here. So let's take name of the class handling web table. And I am selecting public static void main so that we will be getting main method into our class. So here the class is created and we have got the main method. So first of all, what we need to do, we need to launch the browser. Launch the browser and open the URL. So here for this purpose, first of all, we need to create reference of WebDriver, and for our question I am going to Chrome as browser, and when we hover on this we can okay, so what we can do here, WebDriver driver. So now we are getting this. We import WebDriver from, and we need to also import Chrome driver from selenium.chrome. Okay, now what we need to do, we need to maximize the window, and what we need to do next, yeah, so I am going to use timeout, implicit wait, duration dot of second. So I am giving here 10 seconds as implicit wait. So now we need to open the browser. So we need to pass the URL. So let's take this URL from here and just I have pasted here. So in this way we can launch the browser and open the URL. Okay, what next? Now we need to get the row count and print it. So we are going to print what? row count. So for this purpose, we can once see our table. This is the table. So we need to get the row count. So this is the our table. So how many rows we have? We have 7 rows inside it. So we can write X path here. So like this, how many rows we are getting? We are getting so in table, inside table we are providing name, and inside after that T body is there. We can see here T body is there, then TR is there. So we can see that we can through this X path we can navigate all the rows. So I am copying it and going to IDE driver dot find. Here we are using find elements because we are going to fetch more than one web element. XPath. So here we can provide XPath. What it returns? It returns the list of web elements. So can web element, what are these? These are the rows. So I have created reference of list and I'm storing if whatever returning find elements is returning, those elements I am storing into this. So now we can print it. How we can print it? Rows count of the table. Here we can rows dot size. We can print like this rows count. Likewise, we need to print now column count. Column count. So driver dot find, here again find elements because we are fetching more than one web element. Y dot X path. So for column again we can go to our table and we need to fetch columns. So where we have columns? So inside this we have columns 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 4 columns we have. So these columns are available inside first row. So we can write logic like we can write our X path, and inside this we need th. So these are the 4. We can print, we can copy it and we can go to our IDE and here we can provide X path, and what it returns, it is returning list of web element. List element and creating reference columns. So we can print it here. So columns count of table dot size. So in this way, we can print the count of the column and count of the row. Now we can go to our agenda. So need to print number of rows and columns. Now next action item is need to print all headers. So for this purpose means printing all headers. Printing all headers. Okay. So for this purpose I am going to use for loop and integer c is equal to 1 because we can go to our table and we can see. So column 1 under tr1 we have column headers, book name, author and subject. Okay, so t body, then tr1, then th. Okay, so the same we can use here. Go to our id first, here c less than equal to columns dot size dot c plus plus. Okay, so driver dot find element by dot x path. Here we can provide the x path, but here we, because all the headers are available inside the first row, so I am fixing the row as first row, and we can write here logic like this. We can pass c and we can get text of the each web element. What it is giving? It is giving a string. What it is returning? It is returning a string. So we can save it headers. And here we can print here headers. Okay. And we can also provide one print statement here. All headers of the table like this. Okay. So we can, it would look like, it look good, will give the result and to new line. So like this we can print all headers. Now again we can see our agenda. So we have written code for need to print all headers, number of rows and columns count. Now what next? Next we need to print all table data. We need to print all rows data. Okay, so just commenting here, printing table data. Okay, So for this, for where is the data? Data is inside the data table. Data is starting from the second row. So TD contains the actual data of the table, and first row contains the headers TH, and table data is starting from the second row. So go to the ID. So I am using two for loop here. Okay. So first for loop I am using for row, and loop is starting from 2. R is less than is equal to rows dot size R plus plus. Then inner for loop I am going to write for columns. Teacher C is equal to 1. Column will start from 1. We can see to our table. So column means data is starting from column 1, right? Data is starting from column 1. Right. So go to our ID. C less than is equal to columns dot size C plus plus. Now, so driver dot find element by dot xpath. So here we need to write xpath for test data. Let's go to our table. So under tr we have td. Like under tr, not tr2. This is starting from 2. Okay. So if I am deleting this, so like this we can navigate each cell of the table. So I am using this xpath. Copying this xpath and going to our IDE and providing it. Not get text. It will fetch the cell data. Now here we need to provide, we need to parameterize it like this. For rows we need to pass R, and for columns we need to pass C, and I'm saving it. So what it is returning? It is returning a string. So table data, I'm creating one variable and storing all the cells data into this. What next? Now table data. Now we can print it. Control Shift and F, Control Shift and F, and Control S. And now we can driver dot quit. So I think our code is completed. So what we are going to do, first we are printing row count, then column count, then printing all headers, and then printing table data. So let's add one print statement here. All table data. So let's execute it and check we are getting expected output or not. So right click, run as Java application. Let's see what happens. So it's opening URL. Okay. So rows count of the table 7, columns count of the table 4. All headers we have printed here, as well as all table data is printed here. That's it. Thanks for watching today's video.